Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Blueprint Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Deese. And listen, before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share something pretty cool that we're doing. You know, one of the biggest challenges I hear from owners across the country is in finding and developing great service managers. And honestly, that's exactly why we created Service Manager Academy. This is a 12-week program to help your managers go from top performing technicians to confident leaders. In this program, they'll learn how to lead their teams, protect gross profit margin, and create a culture of accountability and success. If you want the business to run smoother and grow stronger, check out servicemanagertraining.com. That's servicemanagertraining.com. Now, let's get back to the next episode.
Running a home service business is hard. So how is it that some people make it look so easy? Well, we'll tell you. This is the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. It's always good to hear the wins that successful contractors have. But have you ever thought that the best advice would be to hear about the speed bumps they encountered, the mistakes they've made along the way? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to be successful and avoid the mistakes others have made. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Now your host, Justin Deese.
Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Blueprint Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Deese, and I have got not one but two special guest co-hosts hanging out with me today. One is obviously my wife that is on the podcast on a regular basis, but then we have Kate hanging out with us, who is she's the wrangler, I think. Like, she wrangles
all your crazy ideas.
All my crazy ideas and tries to make them into, like, come to reality.
It's not my ideas, though. It's your ideas.
Not mine, it's yours. So yeah, Kate, can you just real quick just introduce yourself to the podcast world?
Sure, absolutely. So, Kate Hendrickson, I have been in the consulting leadership world for many years, over a decade, longer. And then prior to that in hospitality and leadership and a lot of cool places, meeting a lot of cool people. And so I have joined Kristen and Justin about a year and a half ago now, close to a year and a half ago, as Justin said, wrangling all the things that happen and the bits and pieces and parts of our company, and love it. So excited to be on.
Yeah, so one of the things that she didn't mention is that she recently released a book. It just came out probably a week and a half ago. So you got to tell us a little bit about the book and how do they get a copy of it?
So, yes. So my life is in multiple lanes and multiple passions and priorities, and one of them is writing. So I wrote a book about Christmas, and it's a fun, fictional, rom-com, light story about a husband and wife who switch roles for Christmas. The husband does all of the wife's list and duties and responsibilities, and the wife does the husband.
You mean Christmas doesn't happen?
It doesn't just happen.
That's so crazy.
No.
Happens at our house. Santa, I guess, just.
I know.
It's the craziest thing. No.
Yeah. So it's fun and light and lets me lean into my passion for writing and creativity. So
last night, our tree has been in our living room for probably almost a week now. It's been sitting there lit. It's a fake tree, so all the things are all spread out and it looks all pretty, and the box of ornaments to put on the tree has been sitting next to it for a solid couple days. And last night I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put these ornaments on this tree already before Christmas is over. And my wonderful, lovely husband sat on the couch and watched me put all of the ornaments on the tree last night.
Some would say supervised.
I'm like, no, I got it. But I like doing it, though, because it's like a little trip down memory lane, looking at all the ornaments and remembering where it came from and why we had it, what we were doing in that time frame, and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yes, and then you don't have to move them later because you put them in the wrong spot, right?
So. They're all clustered in this one spot, yeah.
They're all just right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you for bringing that up. And it's called Christmas Switch, and you can get it on all your major retailers, Amazon, Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, Barnes & Noble, all the places. So thank you.
She just did a really cool interview with one of our local news stations, so I'll make sure and put that link in the podcast notes so y'all can check it out and hear a little bit more about it.
Definitely.
So I wanted to do this podcast for the three of us today. Two reasons. One, if you're watching this on YouTube, you obviously can see we're not in the studio. We're in a little bit different area. So I want to talk about what.
So if I could just point out that at the time of recording, it's December, and I see a little sweat on your lip there because it's a beautiful day. Yeah. I think we're at almost 70 degrees down here.
Having some regrets right now in the sweater.
I know. I'm like processing my vitamin D right now, and it feels absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So, well, go ahead and tell them what are we doing here today?
Well, we don't just randomly come hang out at empty pools at hotels for the fun of it.
Sometimes we do.
But when we do, it's because we're scouting out the location of our event that's coming up in April. So we're here at the Hilton on Pensacola Beach. This is going to be the location of our next event, which is April 16th and 17th, 2026, right here on Pensacola Beach. You can't see that way, but the Gulf is right there. It's pretty amazing.
Which we were gonna record the podcast over there, but it's so windy now that you wouldn't be able to hear us. But we'll definitely have some shots of the beach.
Yep.
Maybe we'll do some beach.
We had a Blue Angel flyover earlier today.
Yes,
and it's freaking awesome.
Speaking of Blue Angels, do you want to tell them? Either one of you guys want to tell them about a little bit of that Blue Angel?
Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So
speaking of, that's not a Blue Angel.
No. Thrilled that a good friend of mine, John Fay, who was a Blue Angel, he was the executive on the ground, so chief executive officer on the ground, number one guy on the ground. He is going to be joining us and doing one of our keynotes. Mm-hmm. He is so fun and interesting and really can connect the leadership skills you need in any area to all the cool things that the Blue Angels do. So it's going to be really cool to have him there.
So, well, obviously you're going to be at the event because we're going to see you in April. And one of the prerequisites, I think, of all the attendees needs to be to watch the Blue Angel documentary.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he's in it, but it also will help you to understand the actual ramifications of what he would have been responsible for while he was serving right there, right? Like, the Blue Angels are a super impressive group, and the pilots turn over. Was every 2 years or something. It's just constantly a new group of people that you're having to get.
Every year, and then every 2 years, the leadership changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a constant.
So we're talking about we're not talking about people who have been flying together for 20 years, and that's why they're so good. Like it's so the leadership required for that is pretty impressive. So
yeah. So we'll have him on the podcast sometime in the beginning of the year, so people can kind of get to know him a little bit before they come to the event. And get to meet him and hear his story, which give the guy a Google. I mean, that's about the best I can tell you.
Yeah.
When Kate first brought it up, I gave him a quick Google. I mean, he played football at the Naval Academy. I mean, there's a lot of stuff he's done.
Mm-hmm. And just a good person. So it's like, he just fits. It just fits.
Yeah.
So if they want to get more information, if they want to go ahead and get their tickets before they sell out, how would they do that?
We have our website, Freedom Blueprint Live. We're like, who are you asking? FreedomBlueprintLive.com is the website where you can go ahead and get your tickets. And I would do it sooner than later for sure, because we sold out. Yeah.
Our focus this year is finding team members, right? Finding team members. We're busting the myth that nobody wants to work, because it is a myth. And so, but we have to be pretty methodical about what we're going to do in order to be able to find good team members. Right. And so we are spending 2 days just learning how to do that. Who are we looking for? Where are we going to find them? How are we going to keep them? How are we going to motivate them,
inspire them
to be awesome team members, because it is a struggle that a lot of companies have, and reducing turnover and the whole thing, it's an important piece. The team is an important piece. So we're spending 2 days talking about all of that, and it's a workshop. So there's going to be times where we're going to be literally working on something. It's not 2 days of somebody talking at you. So
yeah, so this is an interactive workshop. So when we're done with the workshop, you're going to have things to take back to your business immediately and apply. It's not going to be hey, they gave me a bunch of theory or logic.
Great ideas.
So many great ideas I've got. You're actually going to leave with a blueprint that you can go plug into your business. And then you can be part of that group that doesn't say there's no good people.
Yeah. And the cool thing is when you do it well, when you do it right, your culture is it gets to be a place where people are coming to you to work. You're not looking for them. They're knocking on your door, and it's really cool.
Yep. And the guest speakers that we have this year play right along in with that. So they both are actually military themed. There's a lot of correlation and things that we can learn from military leadership that we can infuse into our own businesses. And our other guest speaker, his name on social media is Steve Speaks, but he is a Marine and retired. What is really cool about the thought of just the Marines in general is that leadership is getting 17, 18, 19-year-old kids to basically be miserable for a little while and having them excited to do it is like what I feel like the definition of a young Marine is.
Much so, they will tattoo it on their bodies.
They tattoo it on their bodies, yes.
And they don't pay them well.
Right.
They're not treated well.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not stable. They can go anywhere. I mean, it's just
but
a lot of good
once a Marine, always a Marine.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot from that culture and that buy-in that we can learn from that branch specifically of the military. So that's going to be an exciting guest.
Which is part of the Navy, so it does all tie in together.
Marines would disagree, I think.
Part of the Navy branch. So anyways, we wanted to talk about that a little bit. We got to check out the room today. Got to do a little bit of measurement to make sure it's laid out the way we want it. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yep. We also had lunch at a cool place that they'll get to see as well. So we're going to have some time for you to network with everybody else that's there as well, and other people who are facing some of the same struggles that you might be facing. That's going to be a cool evening event.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Beautiful sunset.
Yep.
Good fire pit.
Good entertainment.
Yes.
Good entertainment.
Yep.
It's gonna be rad.
Yeah.
So not to pack too much into this podcast, but one of the things I wanted to also talk about was an email and conversation we were all having tying into DISC, and the conversation came up about DISC and buying presents, which I was blown away because I've never thought about it like that. And for anybody who doesn't know, can you guys give a high level view of what DISC even is for anybody listening that doesn't know? And then we want to talk a little bit about how that even ties into how you buy somebody a gift, which my letter is Polaris.
Polaris Ranger is not on the DISC. Is it, you want to tell them or you want me to?
I can do it.
Okay.
So DISC is an assessment that you can take to really look at not only your just own gut behaviors and communication styles and traits that are used professionally or really personally, but we look at it professionally. And so looking internally at yourself, and then also looking at the people you work with and how they naturally communicate and how they naturally receive information, so that way you can work better together and build a stronger team. So the assessment's really cool, the results are cool, you kind of learn some things about yourself and also have some aha moments like, oh, that makes complete sense. And then you learn a lot about the people around you and each other. So the DISC assessment, we took some of the results from some of our clients and people we work with and really help them understand how they can acknowledge and recognize their team members at this time of year when you want to celebrate the successes you've had over this time, and celebrate them and recognize them in ways that they will feel are beneficial and important and mean something to them. So it's really cool.
It is cool. DISC is one of those things that you can apply to anything in terms of, like, there's only 4 letters, right? DISC, but everybody is a little bit of a different variation of those combination of letters. But there's always going to be one that's like the dominant. And so, and that applies to like literally anything, including gift giving and receiving and, recognition and all the things. So it's pretty cool to look at it and say, oh, well, if I know that you're an I, then your ideal gift is going to be something that's fun that a lot of people can partake in, right? Because you are a people person, and a Polaris seats 4 people, so other people can enjoy that with you. because you're a people person.
Okay, so y'all tell you don't have to say the company's name or anything, but the email that went out today that you guys sent out, tell them walk through what that was, because it was a person in the gift, and it was just, again, it just kind of blew me away. I never thought about.
Yeah, so we were just giving some recommendations around, they have a specific team member who was a CS-ish style, right? And so with the C style, you are wanting things that are maybe a little bit more practical,
Yeah.
right, that you can use in your day-to-day. So some of the suggestions I had were around what are some kind of next level items that they can use in their work that's going to make their job, make their day-to-day easier, but it's also kind of a step up from what their normal tools and equipment that you provide for them is, right? So for one was like a Yeti cooler, right? Because the guy's in the field a lot. We are in Florida, and this company's in Florida as well. And so he's got heat he's dealing with. And so it was kind of a cool way to say, here's something that you can use every day, but it's a little bit nicer, higher level, practical gift that you could practical upgrade, right? Yeah. So that's kind of fun. Another one that I sent this morning as well was an eye. And a cool idea I thought of was, what if you ask that person, because they like the energetic, they like the social activity, they like it. So what if you ask that person to take on one of the holiday activities within your company? So what if it's they're decorating the break room or coming up with some kind of small holiday activity for the team, and then they like public recognition. So then you also can publicly recognize them for putting this together and bringing the team together. And so it really leans into their want and need for that social interaction, engagement. So it's really cool looking at how the different letters really can help you recognize people.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've always thought about it from a communication standpoint, but until I saw that this morning, I never even thought about being able to apply that towards gifting.
Well, and that's why we're the behavior experts of the group.
I get it. And I'm the one who talks on camera.
Yeah.
I get it. My eye is showing.
That's right. Your eye is showing.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of it, man. I just wanted to kind of touch base and connect with everybody, do a little bit of filming while we're here. We did walk through the hotel, so I'll put that in here. You can check out the pretty cool hotel. And, I mean, the ocean's right there. So I think the big challenge we're going to have during the event is how are we not all gazing at the ocean?
Yes.
Time.
Yeah, we're going to be competing with the Gulf of Mexico in April, but I think we'll be able to provide enough value that they're going to want to stick around.
It's a big military town, so there's a.
That was a lifeguard helicopter.
Was it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank y'all for coming and hanging out. And listen, make sure and get your tickets. FreedomBlueprintLive.com. Get your tickets before they sell out, and we will see you in April.
You've been listening to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Information is useless if not applied. So take what you've learned and go and implement it. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on social media at Freedom Blueprint for Home Services and hit the website at www.freedomblueprintpodcast.com. See you next time.